White Deer Plain, a saga of desire and redemption. Origins and era, Chen Zhongshi's creation and the tide of history. On the fertile soils of Shaanxi's Guanzhong Plain, Chen Zhongshi weaves White Deer Plain, a sweeping tale of China's rural transformation. This novel is not just a family epic but a mirror reflecting China's modern social shifts. Chen Zhongshi, born in 1942 in a modest farming family in Xi'an's Baqiao District, grew up during China's post-war reconstruction. His early years coincided with land reforms and rural cooperatives, reshaping the countryside he knew. These experiences seeded White Deer Plain, infusing it with deep rural sentiment and sharp historical insights. Begun in the late 1980s, during China's reform and opening up, the novel took 6 years to complete. Published in 1993, this nearly 5,000-word masterpiece traces the Bai and Lu families across the late Qing, Republic, and early New China eras. Chen Zhongshi once said, "I wanted to write a book worthy of being placed in my coffin." His literary devotion stemmed from love for his homeland and reflections on history. He pored over historical records, from Qing tax logs to Republican banditry, to craft an authentic Guanzhong rural portrait. The novel spans China's turbulent modern history. The late Qing's decline, like a dying giant, revealed the fragility of tradition through failed reforms and frenzied movements. The 1911 revolution toppled the monarchy but brought no stability, with warlords and bandits plaguing villages like White Deer Plains. By the 1930s, communist ideals sparked land revolutions, tearing apart rural society. Chen Zhongshi uses White Deer Plain as a microcosm, reflecting China's painful shift from feudalism to modernity. This grand historical narrative echoes Lu Zilin's call to arms, which used small lives to expose societal flaws, and Shen Kongwen's border town, contrasting rural purity with modern encroachment. Chen Zhongshi blends family and national destinies with a broader lens. White Deer Plains is both a real place, Shaanxi's Wei River Plains, and a cultural symbol of rural China's rise and fall. During its creation, China's reforms brought urban growth but challenged rural traditions. Chen Zhongshi captured this tension, asking, "When tradition crumbles and modernity falters, where do we find our spiritual anchor?" This question elevates White Deer Plain into a work of universal resonance. For instance, the late Qing reformer Kang Youwei's failed 1898 reforms mirrored Bai Jiaxuan's doomed adherence to Confucian orders. Both reflect the tragedy of idealism in the face of unstoppable change. Chen Zhongshi's roots in Shaanxi's literary tradition, steeped in Han and Tang cultural legacies, enriched the novel. Local dialects and customs, like the grain delivery rituals and clan meetings, give White Deer Plains vivid authenticity. Influenced by Tolstoy's War and Peace and Faulkner's The Sound and the Fury, Chen Zhongshi blends Chinese and Western storytelling. The novel's multi-threaded structure weaves family fates into history's vast tapestry. 2. Character portraits, souls and conflicts of White Deer Plains. White Deer Plain thrives on its vivid characters, each embodying the contradictions of China's modern transition. Chen Zhongshi crafts Bai Jiaxuan, Lu Zilin, Heiwa, Tian Xiao'e and Lu Haopeng as complex figures, neither pure heroes nor villains. Their choices and fates reflect the clash between tradition and change. Bai Jiaxuan, guardian of Confucian order. Bai Jiaxuan, the clan patriarch, upholds family and village stability with Confucian values of benevolence, righteousness, and propriety. He compiles genealogies, builds ancestral halls, and founds schools to preserve tradition. Yet his rigid morality blinds him to human complexity, as seen in his harsh judgment of Heiwa's rebellion and Tian Xiao'e's defiance. His stubbornness fractures his family, mirroring the fate of Guanzhong's gentry, like the Yang Huqing family, who lost influence amid revolution. His efforts to educate youth with classics like the Analects echo Hang Jian's failed rural schools in the late Qing dynasty. Bai Jiaxuan's tragedy lies in his unwavering faith in a collapsing order. Lu Zilin, the opportunist. Lu Zilin, a cunning opportunist, contrasts Bai Jiaxuan's rigidity, thriving in chaos by aligning with bandits or new powers. His pragmatism secures short-term gains but estranges his revolutionary son, Lu Haopeng. Like Yang Du, a Republican-era schemer, Lu Zilin navigates chaos but loses direction. His loyalty to family, though differently expressed, humanizes him as a flawed survivor of turbulent times. Heiwa, the rebel's tragedy. Heiwa, son of a tenant farmer, rebels against injustice, turning from laborer to bandit to revolutionary. His rage against oppression leads to a lawless life, and his love for Tian Xiao'e ends in ruins. His journey mirrors peasant leaders like Bai Lang, whose uprisings in the early 20th century faltered without clear purpose. Heiwa's struggle reflects the confusion of farmers caught between old and new worlds. Tian Xiao'e, symbol of desire and sacrifice. Tian Xiao'e, from concubine to Heiwa's wife, defies the village's moral code, earning the label of seductress. Her pursuit of love and freedom clashes with patriarchal norms, leading to her tragic death. Like Lin Daiyu in Dreaming of the Red Chamber, she's a woman crushed by societal constraints. Her defiance echoes Ding Ling's feminist heroines, challenging gender norms at great cost. Lu Haopeng, the revolutionary idealist. Lu Haopeng, Lu Zilin's son, embraces communism, organizing peasant movements against Bai Jiaxuan's clan authority. His idealism, like that of revolutionary Peng Pai, comes at the cost of family ties and personal losses. His struggles highlight the rural revolution's challenges and sacrifices. Chen Zhongshi's characters, complex and human, mirror the light and shadow of a society in flux. 3. Themes and symbols. The soul of White Deer Plains. White Deer Plain is a symbolic allegory exploring tradition versus modernity, fate versus choice, and community versus individual. These themes, woven through vivid imagery, unlock the cultural essence of China's rural heartland. Tradition vs. modernity. Bai Jiaxuan's Confucian loyalty clashes with Lu Haopeng and Heiwa's revolutionary zeal, reflecting China's shift from feudalism to modernity. The 1911 revolution failed to resolve rural woes, leaving villages like White Deer Plains torn between old and new. This tension, akin to Dostoevsky's clash of faith and reason in the brothers Karamazov, remains relevant today. Fate and choice. Every character navigates fate through choices: Bai Jiaxuan's steadfastness, Lu Zilin's opportunism, Heiwa's rebellion, Tian Xiao'e's love. Like Huxi's advocacy for individualism, their choices are shaped yet constrained by their era. Their stories echo Greek tragedies, where free will battles inevitable destiny. The white deer and the plain. The white deer symbolizes purity and hope, appearing in times of prosperity and vanishing in calamity. The plain, a fertile yet contested land, embodies both life's sustenance and its conflicts. This imagery recalls the Book of Songs and its vision of harmony with nature. Clan vs. individual. The clan system, led by Bai Jiaxuan, ensures stability but stifles personal freedom, as seen in Tian Xiao'e's and Heiwa's fates. Their struggles mirror Tan Xidong's challenge to Confucian norms during the 1898 reforms. The novel questions the cost of collective authority on individual dreams. Land and cultural roots. The plain is more than soil, it's the cultural bedrock of rural China. Bai Jiaxuan's devotion to land echoes Du Fu's poetic love for home in the Tang dynasty. Land disputes in the novel reflect Sun Yat-sen's call for equitable land distribution, highlighting economic roots of unrest. 4. Historical and cultural reflections. White Deer Plain captures China's modern history through the lens of a rural village. From the Qing's collapse to the Republic's chaos and the dawn of a new era, it reveals rural struggles and transformations. Qing dynasty's decline. The novel opens in a crumbling Qing era, with banditry and failed reforms disrupting villages. Bai Jiaxuan's father, Bai Bing, fails to revive the family through trade, reflecting the economic toll of the 1860s Muslim uprisings in Shaanxi. The cultural rigidity of Confucian scholars like Gu Hongming mirrors Bai Jiaxuan's feudal stand. Republican turnover. Post-1911, warlords and bandits ravaged White Deer Plains, as seen in Lu Zilin's shady alliances. Shaanxi warlords like Liu Henhua exacerbated rural suffering, mirrored in the novel's depiction of moral decay. Bai Jiaxuan's efforts to maintain order through schools and halls faltered in the chaos. Revolutionary waves. By the 1930s, communist ideals inspired Liu Haopeng's peasant movements, reshaping rural power dynamics. The novel reflects the Communist Party's Shanbei land reforms, balancing progress with cultural disruption. Historian Chen Zhongshi notes revolutions brought both advancements and new tensions, a duality seen in Liu Haopeng's triumphs and losses. Confucian foundations. Bai Jiaxuan's adherence to Confucian virtues, benevolence, righteousness, propriety roots the village's moral fabric. Yet, like Chen Duxiu's critique of Confucianism's oppressive side, the novel reveals its limitations in a modernizing world. Bai Jiaxuan's ideals echo Liang Qichao's vision of a Confucian-inspired new citizen. Global parallels. White Deer Plain resonates with Faulkner's tales of southern decline and Tolstoy's family tragedies in Anna Karenina. Tian Xiao'e's fate parallels Anna's, both crushed by societal norms for seeking personal freedom. The novel's universal themes make it a window into China's soul and humanity's struggles. The rural society's microcosm. White Deer Plain paints a vivid picture of rural China's economic, cultural, and social fabric amid transformation. Economic shifts. The village's economy hinges on land, with landlords like Bai Jiaxuan profiting from tenants like Heiwa. Fei Xiaotong's From the Soil notes land inequality as a source of rural unrest, mirrored in the novel's disputes. Post-revolution land reforms, like those Mao described in Hunan, upended the old economic order. Cultural continuity and rupture. Confucian ethics shaped village life, embodied in Bai Jiaxuan's ancestral hall and genealogies. Liu Haopeng's Marxist night schools challenged tradition, echoing Hu Shi's push for modern education. This cultural clash reflects the new culture movement's drive to replace old values with science and democracy. Interpersonal complexity. Clan authorities, led by Bai Jiaxuan, binds the community but frays under rivalries and betrayals. Tian Xiao'e's defiance of patriarchal norms highlights gender oppression, akin to He Han-Yining's feminist critiques. The village's social web unravels as tradition meets revolution. Rural resilience. Despite upheaval, the village endures through clan unity and cultural adaptability. Lin Yuhua's The Golden Wing shows rural communities' self-healing capacity, seen in Bai Jiaxuan's and Lu Zilin's perseverance. Confucian ideals blended with revolutionary common good principles, sustaining cultural vitality. Modern insights, the enduring echoes of White Deer Plains. White Deer Plain, 3 decades on, remains a key to understanding China's past and present. Its lessons resonate in today's globalized, tech-driven world. Balancing tradition and change. Bai Jiaxuan's loyalty and Liu Haopeng's rebellion urge us to balance heritage with innovation. Huawei's Ren Hengwei blends Confucian customer focus with cutting-edge tech, mirroring this balance. Alibaba's Jack Ma echoes Confucian ethics in his mission to ease global trade. Embracing human complexity. The novel's characters, flawed yet human, teach us to judge others with empathy. Deng Fei's Free Lunch Initiative, despite controversies, reflects noble yet imperfect intentions. White Deer Plain encourages compassion in a polarized social media age. Valuing land and roots. The plain symbolizes cultural roots, vital in an urbanizing world. China's rural revitalization, like Hejiang's ecotourism villages, echoes Bai Jiaxuan's efforts to preserve heritage. The novel reminds us to cherish land as a spiritual home. Literature's universal power. White Deer Plain's global acclaim, praised alongside Marquez's works, proves its universal appeal. Its exploration of human struggles echoes Hugo's Les Miserables, linking Chinese and global narratives. The novel bridges cultures, offering insights into humanity's shared journey. Future reflections. In the AI era, White Deer Plain's lessons on humanity and choice remain vital. Elon Musk's human-centric AI vision aligns with Bai Jiaxuan's steadfast principles. Chen Zhongshi called White Deer Plain his life's route. It's a literary treasure, guiding us through change with timeless wisdom. The novel asks, in a world of upheaval, how do we find our place? Its stories, like the White Deer's legend, echo across time, inspiring us to move forward with courage.